EcoVillage. Now the Hawthorne EcoVillage was not always the Hawthorne EcoVillage. The Hawthorne EcoVillage, and I don't need to tell people in this room, was probably the worst few blocks in North Manhattan. It was a really tough place. You guys know that because you lived through a lot of that. And I remember some pretty tough nights being out there with our police and some tough situations. And frankly, to be really, really honest with you, as the mayor, I thought, what can we do here to actually dramatically turn this around? When we thought back that a long time ago about the scope of what it would take to really turn that around, it really made me scared. And I didn't know that we could pull it off, to be really, really blunt. What really is amazing is when I came through there this morning, I got a lump in my throat. Because I thought back to some people who had some tough moments there, and I can go through them all, but you know them, they're your neighbors, who've been fighting and fighting and trying to do things right, and we are halfway there. But the nice part about it is we've done the tough half, and the fun half, and the stuff where you're going to start to really see stuff is just about to happen, and I can't wait. Because of the great partnership of PPL and Habitat, and because of a really timely intervention by Home Depot, we are able to take the amazing work that neighbors have done, and a couple months from now, you will see some dramatic changes in the Hawthorne EcoVillage. The goal of all this is that we've tried at different times to fix one house here and one house there, and we have to do that. That's an important part of what we do. But sometimes it's important, if you really want to make the kind of change we need to take one area and really drill down and really focus in on it and put a lot of resources and all of our people power into it to really dramatically change one area. The idea originally was we were going to do that on housing and public safety. First we had to get control of public safety. That meant removing a lot of troubled properties and neighbors. And that wasn't easy and that wasn't tough. And it was, you know, when I go through there today, I see so many vacant properties, vacant pieces of land. And we always knew that was the first step, you know, in a longer step of building the properties back. Then we needed to say that we wanted this to be a special area. That's where Home Depot came in. We had this tree planting out here in the park. The head of the Home Depot Foundation happened to be in Minneapolis. They happened to see all the work we were doing out there. And they said, look, we're looking for a pioneering opportunity to connect affordable housing and sustainability. And we said, we've got it for you, and it's right here. So we pushed them into the Hawthorne EcoVillage. They put $500,000 on the table. And they gave us great flexibility and patience to do what's right on that. The city of Minneapolis took a tremendous amount of resources from our stimulus dollars and many other places to do that. The neighborhood organization partnered with PPL. And then when Sue Hay from Habitat gave a remarkable offer saying that President Carter and Rosalind Carter were going to come here to lead a dramatic effort in Minneapolis and St. Paul, where do we want them to go? My immediate response was Hawthorne EcoVillage, because this was the big chance that we could get a sizable, significant change at once. And you're going to hear about this in a few minutes. I just, as you're hearing about it, I want you to just go back in your mind to what this was like a few years ago. And just think that if we put in some hard labor that day, and we keep doing all the stuff we do every day, we're going to be able to come through that area and see remarkable change. I will finish with a quick story. One of those images that always reminds me of what we're doing here was the mother in a house there who sent her son away to North Carolina because she didn't want him to live here in the summer. She was afraid for his life, and she felt deeply alone. And she was sobbing as I stood there on the steps, and I thought about her this morning as I went by her house and looked across the street from her front porch. She will be able to see about 5 new properties, and that is progress. Thank you for all that you guys have done.